Hey friends, long time no YouTube channel. This is gonna be a rough one. I've been crying for the past hour because business is tough. So I thought that since I'm going through this process, it's nice if I process it with a camera. I was gonna say with y'all, but this right now is just a camera. Anyway, so I was all dressed up, hence all the jewelry that I'm wearing. I make all of them. Naomi'sFaves.com. Please support me. If you did, I would not be crying. But business is really tough right now. It's currently the 31st of March 2023, and this is the week that we had two protests in Nairobi, and people were being killed by police officers. It's just a lot. The former president's properties were attacked. So a lot is going on out there, and the main reason why people are protesting, at least in my opinion, is the cost of living is very high. And as you can see, I make jewelry. I make things to help people feel more beautiful. So my business is looking good, feeling good, and doing good. When you look good, you always feel good. Today's an exception. I know I look really good, but I'm not feeling good because I thought that I would be doing this full time, and as soon as I started, it was gonna be so easy. But that's not how business is. It's March of 2023, and since January of this year, all of my efforts to grow my business have just been going down the drain like this. But before we get there, let's talk about what my business is. So I said looking good, feeling good, and doing good, right? So I started it in high school. My classmates, I went to Alliance, one of those people, and they had sent people home for not paying their school fees. I feel like I should take more of the camera, right? More of the frame. So they had sent people home who had not paid their school fees since Form 1. So they were asking for over 100,000, I think more than 200,000 from families that had never seen that kind of money before. And I thought it was unfair, so we sat with my class for class of 2015, and we said we need to do something about it. And I think I suggested we do a business, or someone else did. I don't remember the specifics very well because now it's how many years ago? 8 years ago. But I ended up leading the cause. We brainstormed what type of business can we do, and my dad has had an office on Du Bois for as long as I've been alive. Not as long as I've been alive. He's been an entrepreneur for as long as I've been alive, but in Du Bois, I think it's from 203. So I'm a Du Bois OG, and I knew a place where we could get beads for cheap because I used to spend all my time there. My parents loved bringing us to their places of work, and sometimes they had nothing to do. So I just go downstairs and walk around Du Bois, and I knew where to get beads and how much they were, and I knew they were cheap. So all the business ideas we were brainstorming, it ended up being beads had the lowest input cost for it really nice profits. Because a packet of beads is what, 250, and a string to do the beads is 200 bob. So maximum you need 500 bob to start a beading business. So yeah, and then our class teacher, Mr. Odhiambo, shout out to him, he ended up giving us the money that we needed to start. Obviously, we didn't start with one pack, we started with a few, but he did all of the purchasing with his own money. That man is a good man. And then we started making them, and at first we started making them because of 3 girls in my class. They were like, we're just gonna keep selling, and then we're gonna hopefully be able to pay their school fees so they can come back to school. Because it's unfair, we're in Form 4, everyone should be studying for KCSE. And why are they, just because they were born into poor families? I didn't choose I was going to be born, no one did. Yeah, that was the whole thing. And then I talked to the administration, I was like, we want to start making beads for this reason. And I know that it's not allowed to wear jewelry in school, but if we're selling them, some people have to wear them somehow. And they were like, Yeah, okay, people can wear them. And in that 1 month, we raised 10,000 Kenya shillings. Right about there, Mr. Gambo was handling the finances, so I'm not very sure. Just from like our fellow students, and then every free time we had, we were just making beads, and then other Form 4s found out what we were doing, and they're like, yeah, we like that, that's cool. So then for us, it became just a beading factory. Those beads everywhere constantly, especially on the weekends. And I think that no, I know that Alliance wanted their Form 4s to study, because you see, we're in Form 4 and like prestige is important, like being ranked. Why is one of my hairs shorter than the other? You guys see that? It's bugging me. Why is this one short? Getting distracted. So other Form 4s joined, and Alliance wanted the prestige of being ranked top school, what, 555 on the thing as I was looking. So because all the Form 4s were joining and were doing this in our free time, they're like, well, we have to bring these kids back to school. The kids that are causing our Form 4s not to study, we have to bring them back to school. I honestly don't know how that ended up going, how they ended up getting all of their money, because it was a lot of Form 4s were being sent home. And I'm sure the 10,000 we raised was not even enough for one. But you see, within a month, the business had achieved its goal. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, we can do this. I can sell like things that make me happy, and people's lives are changed. That's so crazy. But at the time, this is art. Like, if you look at the work that I do, it's all art. It's very much art. And I was good at math. And I made all the items I'm wearing. I made today I'm only wearing like my items, and I'm good at math and physics and everything. So I thought that that's just a hobby. You know how we've been raised in the African society to think that art is just a hobby. You need a serious job. Anyway, so I forgot about all of that. Didn't forget completely. Just stopped the business side of it. And went and pursued a mechanical engineering degree in the US, and details about that will come at a later date. Yes, so, but even then, I was still making beads for my friends, and yeah, if anyone wanted something. I remember when we were at Vanderbilt, we were doing, let me see if I can find a video. We were doing belly dancing, Moroccan belly dancing. So Vanderbilt had cultural showcases, and one of the biggest was called Harambe, which is the Harambe. So crazy, because I said it with Americans and now I'm saying it with Kenyans, and you know what I'm talking about. That word that we all like to say, Harambe. Yeah. So that was the cultural showcase, and my roommate Nora decided to choreograph a Moroccan dance. We've never had a Moroccan dance before, so it was belly dancing. I think I have a practice video, even if I don't have a video of us doing it on stage. I have a practice video somewhere in my Google Photos. It was so nice, and then we ended up like toying with the idea because you're given a budget, choreographers are given a budget for costumes and blah blah blah. And she said, you know what, let's do waist beads, because we're doing belly dancing, and she'd seen my waist beads. Remember, she's my roommate. And then I ended up teaching like a bunch of American kids how to make waist beads, like one session, because we used to do practice like twice a week. It was intense, so intense. Vanderbilt takes their cultural showcases very, very intensely. The Harambe, the African one, and then there's Cafe con Leche, which is a Latin American one, and then there's oh my gosh, NNYF, Lunar New Year Festival, that's East Asian, and then in Pacific Islanders, and then there's Diwali, and that is, Southeast Asian, right? So all of them so amazing. I think I danced, and then there's a Caribbean one, West Indies Caribbean one, whose name I don't remember right now. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. But it was new at the time. Take cultural showcases seriously. So you see, like, I'm teaching people how to make beads, and if you don't know, I'm Masai, my dad's side. My last name is Theory, and that comes from Iseuri, which is a Masai age group name. But also Kikuyus I think I'll insert pictures. Like a traditional Kikuyu society, they used to wear so many beads all the time. If you've seen it, you know. So you see, I'm sharing my culture with people, and then we're performing on stage, and Harambe is always sold out, and we were wearing waist beads. People who'd never worn waist beads before. I mean, this brings up the conversation of cultural appropriation, but I was teaching them what it was about, right? Anyway, now I'm getting distracted and going into political correctness, and that's not what we want. So you see, I still kept making the beads for my friends and family in my free time. When I'm upset, I'm making beads. And then I finished my degree, moved back to Kenya. I graduated in May of 2021, and that was the height of the pandemic, like the second wave. No one was hiring anywhere. I looked for a job in the US for like a year, no one was hiring. I came back to Kenya, still trying to find jobs, no one was hiring. Eventually, I did find land an internship with an amazing company called Grow Intelligence, but that internship ended, and they did not offer me a full-time job. And then my friend from Vanderbilt referred me to his dad, who runs an engineering company, and I worked there for like 3 weeks, but it was so frustrating. It was so bad. Like, if there's an example of a really bad office culture, that office was it. How are you not paying your people for 2 to 3 months, and you own 3 mansions, and you're buying a new car at the whim of, like, you want to buy a new car, you buy a new car, but your employees, who you're paying pennies, have to beg their landlords because they can't afford to pay. Like, they've not been paid, so are they paying rent? How are they paying school fees? Like, that was just so bad. And I got frustrated, and then I was also going really far, and they were not paying me enough, so I quit. 12 looked, I need to wind up soon. So I just got frustrated with it, and I quit. And then on the day I quit, I went to Du Bois, because remember, Du Bois is my playground. I used to go there. It's like ultimate retail therapy. It's better than Target in the US, and that's saying a lot. Sorry, I got messages and I got distracted. So I went to Du Bois retail therapy, and I ended up buying some earrings, and I was like, wow, these are nice. How much are they? And then I was like, wait, I can sell these. So I think I quit on 22nd of November. And then I did a little market research, and I asked my friends, like, would you buy this earring, and how much would you buy it for? At the time when I was like, I can start a business, I was just gonna resell items that I bought from Du Bois, because again, it's my playground. But then the more I was working on the idea and working on it, I realized that actually I can go back to selling beads, because I know that this works. So then, so between 22nd of November to 7th of December, I was supposed to launch on the 1st of December, but I felt like I wasn't ready, because I'm a perfectionist and I want all of the things to be in place before I can move. I can do anything else. There's a school bus there that's dropping kids, and it's making too much noise. And yeah, it also made noise when I was recording in the morning, and it was picking up a kid. Oh my gosh. Wood Creek, your schools need to do better, man. Your bus drivers need to do better. I wasn't ready. I still don't feel like I'm ready. I want to have an email newsletter. I used to make reels every day on Instagram, and it grew my account. My account has grown faster, like really fast on all accounts, because I started from scratch, right? But it's not giving me the rewards that I wanted it to, at least not in the way that I wanted it to. I have a lot of B2B clients, business to business, so wholesale clients, people like curio shops and hotels. They want to buy my items and stock them for tourists who are coming, which is a very, very good deal. Like, there's even, what is it called? A drop shipping, what's the bus again? A drop shipping website called Anansi that, like, I'm in talks with about them stocking my stuff, because again, like, unfortunately, I thought that I wanted to sell to individuals, like my peers, kids in uni, kids who are starting their jobs. they're not kids, like people in their first jobs and everything. That I'm like, I've done the whole thing. I've done digital marketing for a whole year, so I narrowed down my target customer. Didn't even niche down. I was like, who am I selling to? And I like wrote a whole thing about them. And then I know that I said my business is about like looking good, feeling good, and doing good. So I said when you look good, you automatically feel good. There's no choice in that. Like if I was crying, but now I'm looking at myself and I'm like, yeah, she a fine babe, she a fine babe. And then the doing good part is we donate 20% of our profits. We're not yet profitable yet. Remember, I launched in December, so what? We're not even 4 months old yet. And that's what's getting to me because I'm a high achiever. I'm like, why is it taking so long? Remember the first time it took a month, right? But I was saying it's not how the success is not coming how I wanted it to, because selling to individuals, B2C, business to customer, is not working out great. But selling to other businesses seems like a better way for me to pivot. But selling like that means I need to hire a whole production line because I can't, right now I make them in my room. I can't make them in my room anymore if I'm to meet targets. So you see, it's like a lot of things are happening. And I just want money in my pocket. Like right now, I'm not even lying. I have 100 more between me and poverty in terms of liquid cash. I mean, I've done the inventory for my business, and there's a lot of money there based on like how much I've priced things. And if you're watching this and you really you're feeling my heart, please buy something. I'll put the website here below, or WhatsApp catalog. WhatsApp catalog works best. So you see, there's no money in my pockets, and that's why I'm crying. I'm like I was dressed up to go somewhere, and I can't go anymore because I don't have money. And I asked my dad for money, and he refused to give me, which is like a whole story for another day. I mean, he wants me to work in engineering because I have a whole bachelor's in engineering, but I'm saying no. I want to be in business and make arts, and you see there's conflict there, right? So it's just I'm at the point where I want to find my resume, my CV, and dust it off, and at least find a part-time job or do some freelancing before I can be able to afford to do all the things that B2B expects of me. Because again, I need to hire a whole production line. I need to be registered if I'm going to be hiring people, and I want to hire the right way with NHIF and NSSF, which brings a whole lot of problems with it as well. So what I need is cash flow. I need cash flow, and so far I've been bootstrapping. Don't want to look for investors. To go find employees, I need to have transportation money, which I don't have. So you see, it's so many things. Like I'm making sales, but the sales are not enough to put back into the business for it to grow as much as I wanted to. And that's why I'm crying, and that's why I'm thinking about going into full-time employment, at least for a little bit. Or like full-time employment is if there's no other option and that's the only option, I'll do full-time employment. But I want to do part-time. I want to freelance so that I still have time to work on my baby, because this is my first love. You see, like for 8 years now I've been doing this and like using it to share my culture with strangers. And apparently it's still foreigners who appreciate my art more, because for B2B I'm going to be selling to places that tourist places, so it seems like it's just the tourists who are going to appreciate my art. Again, I had hoped that it would be the individuals, my peers, would appreciate my art. So it's really tough. But even after talking about this, I brought like my whole thing because I thought I was gonna cry, but I'm not crying. What I'm feeling is more motivated to keep going. Just talking about my passion and how it began, and where 100% handmade, if not by me, my sources, because I don't make the earrings. I don't make, like, the only earrings I make so far are these ones. But we're working on it. But all of them are made by artisans in Kenya, so it's 100% local, and we're also sustainable as much as we can be sustainable, because we'll be lying and we'll be greenwashing to say we're 100% sustainable. but you know, all our packaging is compostable, but I don't think anyone composts in Kenya. We're still like a little bit behind. I'm trying to bring 2020, although I'm trying to bring a lot of things done. I have to take people slow. Like I was even asking the garbage collectors, do you recycle? And they're like, what? What are you talking about? So slowly by slowly, but that's the dream. And again, I'm hiring single mothers in the slums. And these are people who can't even afford a smartphone to watch my stuff. Because again, it's about, I've been a social entrepreneur from jump. It's about ending cycles of poverty. And cycles of poverty are ended when you empower the single mother. Like there's a lot of research that shows that. And I don't usually lead with that because I don't want to monetize people's poverty, but I hear that it's a nice. I'm also very, very humble. I grew up in church, and the church is like, you wait for your crown in heaven, you don't wait for it here. I'm still unlearning a lot of things. Deconstructing takes time. So I guess I could lead with that. Like, yes, it's a business, but it's also to end cycles of poverty. It has been about that since the beginning, and it will continue to be about that. So if you buy into my vision at all in any way, please like this video, comment down below what you think. I would like feedback or like angles that I can use to reach, because at the end of the day, I still want, you see, I'm empowering single mothers from the slums by hiring them, but I also want to empower the girl in university who's, you know, feeling low about herself because she doesn't look like everyone else. The artist, the misfit, the one who enjoys spending more time alone than with other people because that's where they feel most accepted. That was me, and I want to empower her as well. And I'm empowering her by, like, you know, making a product with so much love. So if you have tips on how I can reach more of those people, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, and please share this video wide around. I don't think I'll edit it because if I edit it I end up overthinking and I'm like, my eyes look way too swollen, but I told you I was crying. I'm glad I didn't cry. Yeah, I want to find my tribe. I want to find people who are doing business to make the world a better place, not to make their pockets fatter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with money. Money is nice. I was crying because I don't have money. We love money here. It's just that money cannot be the end all be all. My meditation today was, you know, I'm going to practice loving everyone around me. That's just how I live my life. I think the world needs a lot more love, and if I can show it in the tiniest ways, I will, even if it's a smile. It's about time it came back to me. It's about time that all that good vibes and energy comes back to me. Because all of my friends, like, they're like, you have 100 bob in your pocket, why did you quit your job? Because I had a really good job, I did, and all of my peers are employed, and you know, they're comfortable. But someone was telling me, as I was crying, someone was telling me, if you want to kill a man's dreams, give them comfort. So I guess this comfort is lighting a fire under my ass, and I'm like, okay, we have to keep going. We cannot stop. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not. If it's hard, it's worth doing even more. And I'm a ninja. I cry and then we make a YouTube video about it. I cry and then now I'm going to create a Fiverr profile and see how I can use my skills to freelance. I cry, but you know, I'm gonna start consulting, like especially digital marketing wise, because I feel like a lot of businesses are not doing that, especially like Instagram businesses in Kenya. That's how I want to call them, not MSMEs or whatever, because those ones have like the person who's like me doing the business from their bedroom. We're not doing our business well, and I have been around business. My parents have been entrepreneurs for as long as I've been alive. You see, I have so much knowledge that I need to share. If you have tips on that as well, man, I keep on finishing this video and I'm not ending. I'm becoming a pastor. Okay, now for real, goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And oh my god, my jacket. Oh, my jacket was okay. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.